Hello everyone, and welcome to my Sister Wives For You channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. OMG loudly crying face Robyn Brown evicted and broke after court bombshell. Meri and Janelle win big. It's the dramatic collapse no one dared to imagine but everyone secretly anticipated. Robyn Brown, once dubbed the legal wife and queen of Cody's fragmented kingdom, has been evicted from her lavish Flagstaff mansion, financially wiped out, and publicly humiliated after a court ruling turned her world upside down, while Meri and Janelle walked away victorious, stronger than ever, finally reclaiming power and peace after years of emotional manipulation, financial exploitation, and being dismissed as spiritual wives by a man who traded commitment for control. The courtroom was tense, charged with the weight of over a decade of buried secrets, broken promises, and carefully hidden accounts, but no one expected the final verdict to come down as hard and fast as it did. At the center of the storm was a devastating paper trail, uncovered during a financial dispute involving Coyote Pass, unpaid property taxes, and earnings from sister wives, that exposed a pattern of financial deceit orchestrated by Cody and facilitated, knowingly or not, by Robyn. The court found that Robyn's name had been quietly added to multiple LLCs and shared accounts, giving her disproportionate access to family earnings, royalties, and property rights, while Meri and Janelle were left with nothing but empty promises and emotional manipulation. It was the ultimate betrayal, playing out under oath, with Robyn visibly breaking down in tears as legal teams revealed a secret emergency fund totaling over $220,000 siphoned into an account she controlled for family security, yet no other wife had access to it, nor even knew it existed. As the documents were read aloud, Janelle's jaw tightened, Meri wiped away a single tear, and Cody sat stone-faced, his empire crumbling around him, the courtroom filled with the heavy silence of karmic justice finally landing with a thud. In a shocking twist, the court ruled that Meri and Janelle were entitled not only to a retroactive share of TLC earnings, but also liquidation from the Coyote Pass assets and a payout from the undisclosed marital funds that Robyn had claimed were held in trust for all the children, but were, in fact, used for personal expenses, including private school tuition for her children, luxury furniture, and 3 years' worth of backdoor payments on the Flagstaff home that Cody swore they could barely afford. The hammer came down hardest when the judge ordered an immediate lien on the Flagstaff property and served Robyn with a 30-day eviction notice, citing fraudulent use of shared assets and breach of good faith. Witnesses said Robyn collapsed in the hallway moments later, sobbing uncontrollably, begging Cody to fix this, but the man who once built his brand around being a plural patriarch could barely meet her eyes. According to court transcripts, Cody claimed he was unaware of the details and insisted Robyn never meant harm, but the judge remained unmoved, stating, "This is not about intent. It's about deception and the consequences of betraying legal and ethical responsibility." For Meri and Janelle, the moment was bittersweet. They didn't cheer. They didn't gloat. But as they walked out of the courthouse, together, side by side, there was undeniable strength in their silence. The women who had been sidelined, gaslit, and underappreciated for years had just won everything, not just the financial justice they deserved, but the moral and emotional high ground in a battle they never asked for, but were forced to fight. And Robyn? In the days that followed, her social media went dark. Her Cameo account was quietly suspended. Neighbors in Flagstaff confirmed that a moving truck appeared outside her home, and by week's end, the lights were off and the blinds drawn. Sources close to the Brown family say Robyn has moved in with a relative out of state, unable to afford the mortgage or maintain the lifestyle she once flaunted on camera. TLC, reportedly blindsided by the legal drama and under pressure to account for its own role in the Brown family's financial entanglements, has paused all filming involving Robyn and Cody, shifting the focus toward Janelle's new ventures, Meri's empowerment retreats, and Christine's blended family success story, leaving Robyn out of the spotlight she once so fiercely guarded. Fans were quick to respond. TikTok was flooded with reactions, tears, celebrations, breakdowns of court documents, and hashtag Justice for Janelle trending alongside hashtag Robyn evicted and hashtag Meri won. For years, Robyn positioned herself as the misunderstood, over-critiqued wife, just trying to hold the family together. But now, the world could see the full picture, and the truth hurt. Even more shocking were the whispers from within the family. One of Cody and Robyn's older children allegedly confronted their parents after the court ruling, demanding to know why they were lied to about finances, and insiders claim at least 2 of their children are refusing to film any further episodes, leaving Robyn isolated not just from the show, but from the family itself. Cody, meanwhile, is reportedly attempting to restructure his LLCs, hoping to salvage what little business credibility he has left. But sources say most of the family's assets have already been frozen pending further investigation by tax officials. He built this whole empire on the backs of 4 women, one source said, and now that it's crumbled, the only ones still standing are the ones he pushed away. With Robyn's reputation in tatters and her financial lifeline severed, the once smug wife who seemed untouchable has finally learned what it feels like to be on the outside looking in. And Meri? Janelle? They're not looking back. It was the courtroom showdown no one saw coming, but now it's all anyone can talk about. Robyn Brown, the once coddled queen of Cody's kingdom, has officially fallen from her throne, and the wreckage is jaw-dropping. In a stunning turn of events that played out over a heated 6-day legal battle, a judge ruled in favor of Meri and Janelle Brown, awarding them a massive financial settlement and partial rights to properties and business assets that Robyn and Cody had quietly transferred into a joint trust. And the result? Robyn has been evicted from the very house she once bragged about designing, with Cody in every inch. Court documents revealed a pattern of deception, asset manipulation, and emotional coercion, and for the first time ever, Robyn couldn't cry her way out of it. With her mascara streaked and her voice shaking, she left the courthouse not just disgraced, but broken, and utterly exposed. The case began quietly, months earlier, when Janelle, after years of silent suffering and emotional gaslighting, hired a forensic accountant to review her share of the family's finances. What she found was explosive. Cody and Robyn had restructured family assets without informing the other wives, funneling profits from their book royalties, TLC residuals, and business ventures into a private entity registered in only their names. Meri, who had been mourning the slow collapse of her spiritual marriage and focusing on her B&B in Utah, was brought into the fold when it became clear that her early investments into the Brown family brand had also been siphoned off. The betrayal hit hard, but the fire it lit in Meri and Janelle was unstoppable. Together, they filed a joint civil suit against Cody and Robyn for fraudulent misrepresentation, undue influence, and intentional emotional harm. What began as whispers turned into courtroom war. And Robyn, long accused of being Cody's enabler and puppet master, was finally forced to face her choices, under oath. The most damning moment came on day 4 of the trial, when a financial planner testified that Robyn had pressured Cody to cut off funds to Janelle's rental home and to exclude Meri from trust disbursements, citing Robyn's handwritten notes that read, "They chose to leave Cody. Why should they get anything?" The courtroom gasped. Janelle clenched her jaw. Meri's eyes filled with quiet fire. And when the judge asked Robyn to explain, she gave a teary, rambling defense about protecting Cody's emotional stability and wanting to build a future for the kids who stayed loyal. But the damage was done. The court ruled that Robyn had engaged in a pattern of behavior meant to isolate and deprive the other wives of their rightful share. And the judgment was swift. Over $800,000 in property value awarded to Meri and Janelle, plus an order for Robyn and Cody to vacate their Flagstaff mansion within 30 days. Fans were floored. Social media exploded with hashtags like hashtag Justice for Janelle, hashtag Meri deserved better, and hashtag Robyn evicted trending within hours. Memes of Robyn dragging suitcases in full makeup made their rounds, but the real drama came from Robyn's breakdown during her final courtroom exit. Cameras caught her sobbing to Cody, "Where are we supposed to go?" while he stared blankly ahead, offering no answers. For the first time in years, Robyn's tears didn't manipulate, didn't sway, didn't win. And the silence from Cody was louder than any tantrum he'd ever thrown. Gone was the cocky polygamist patriarch. In his place stood a man who realized, too late, that he'd bet everything on one woman, and lost it all. Meanwhile, Meri and Janelle walked out of that courthouse arm in arm, not just vindicated, but empowered. Janelle has already announced her plans to invest in a new women's wellness retreat, with a focus on healing from religious and emotional manipulation. Meri, emboldened by the ruling, revealed she's working on a tell-all memoir titled, I Wasn't the Problem, which promises to pull back the curtain on decades of pain, gaslighting, and betrayal. I didn't just win today, Meri said to reporters. I got my dignity back. And in perhaps the biggest twist of all, sources say TLC cameras were rolling the entire time. The courtroom drama, Robyn's eviction, and the public unraveling of her carefully crafted image will form the centerpiece of a Bombshell new Sister Wives special, Broken Crown, The Fall of Robyn Brown. According to insiders, even Christine, now happily remarried and living far from the chaos, makes a surprise appearance in a final reunion scene where the original three wives toast to their freedom with the words, to starting over without lies. And Robyn? Reports say she's now living in a modest rental home outside Sedona and has been seen applying for a job at a local artisan boutique. Cody has all but disappeared from the public eye, with rumors swirling that he's been offered a deal to write a rebuttal memoir, though some doubt he has the courage to tell his side now that the truth is out. And the fans? They're not mourning Robyn's downfall. They're calling it the karmic justice that's been a decade in the making. One viral comment said it best. She wanted to be the only wife. Well, now she's the only one who lost everything. Because in the end, the story of Sister Wives wasn't about one man and his dream of plural marriage. It was about the women who survived him. And now, those women are finally winning. The eviction was just the beginning. With her reputation shattered, her finances frozen pending further legal proceedings, and Cody nowhere to be found, Robyn Brown now walks the streets of Sedona not as the queen of the Brown dynasty, but as a woman publicly disgraced and privately unraveling. Her once manicured image, all flowing maxi dresses and perfectly composed sobs, has now given way to hurried ponytails, oversized sunglasses, and panicked whispers to friends who no longer return her calls. She's no longer America's misunderstood sister wife. She's the architect of her own ruin. And while she battles to hold on to what little dignity she has left, the other women, the ones she once dismissed as troublemakers and jealous, are stepping into the spotlight like never before. Meri, Janelle, and Christine have never looked stronger, freer, or more focused, and they've got something bigger than revenge, a platform, a fan base, and now, their own show. That's right, TLC has confirmed what fans have been demanding for years. A brand new docuseries, titled Sister Wives, Reclaimed, is already in production, and the concept is bold, refreshing, and cathartic. Instead of tears and tension over polygamy and patriarchy, this new chapter follows the original wives as they reclaim their voices, their purpose, and their power, together as friends, mothers, and businesswomen. In the series opener, cameras follow Meri to her refurbished Utah B&B, where she hosts a retreat for women escaping high-control religious communities. In another scene, Janelle is seen finalizing the opening of her new wellness center, Rooted and Rising, focused on nutrition, boundaries, and financial literacy for women starting over after divorce.
Christine?
She's happily remarried, glowing, and producing her own podcast called Free Sister Fridays, where she interviews other former sister wives from across the country. And when the three meet up in Arizona for a joint interview, the energy is electric. They laugh, they cry, but most importantly, they no longer whisper. They roar. And while the world celebrates their evolution, Robyn sits alone, refreshing her phone for texts that never come, surrounded by dusty boxes of unsold My Sister Wife's closet jewelry and unpaid bills. Cody, who once vowed eternal protection, has now all but ghosted her, rumored to be living off-grid with a cousin in Wyoming, claiming he needs time to heal. But those close to the family say he's simply running from the wreckage he helped create. As Meri told a national morning show host with a sly smile, he created a kingdom with one queen, and when it crumbled, he ran from the ruins. Typical. Robyn, meanwhile, is now battling anxiety, eviction notices, and the reality that her name is no longer associated with purity and loyalty, but with betrayal and manipulation. Even longtime TLC crew members, once protective of her image, now quietly admit that Robyn burned every bridge she ever crossed. And now, there's no one left to rescue her. Desperate to salvage her image, Robyn has started reaching out to social media influencers, offering to tell her side of the story in exclusive interviews, but none have taken the bait, not since the court documents leaked showing she knew about the financial restructuring and encouraged it. In one now infamous court quote, she allegedly told Cody, "They left you. That means they left the money too." That single line has become a viral meme across TikTok and Reddit, with users dubbing her Robyn the Gold Digger Queen and remixing courtroom footage to parody music videos. The internet has turned on her, and hard. But the most crushing blow comes when TLC officially announces that Robyn and Cody will not be returning in any future seasons. A spokesperson says bluntly, "We are choosing to focus on the women who represent empowerment, growth, and honesty." The show is evolving, just like its cast. In other words, the Brown family torch has officially been passed, and Robyn isn't holding it. And still, in her rented townhouse, Robyn clings to what's left: old wedding photos, dusty scrapbooks, and memories of a time when she believed she had won. But she didn't win. She isolated. She manipulated. And now, she's the one left out in the cold. In one heartbreaking moment, captured by a local tabloid photographer, Robyn is seen sitting alone on a park bench, clutching her phone. Sources claim she was trying to FaceTime Cody again. But as always, no one answered. Meanwhile, the women she tried to push away are rising to heights she never dreamed of. Christine lands a book deal with a major publisher, her memoir titled Escaping the Shadow, My Life Beyond Cody, already hitting the bestseller list in pre-orders. Janelle partners with a national wellness brand and is invited to speak at a major women's empowerment summit. Meri is nominated for a local business award and announces she's expanding her B&B into a second location. Together, they post a joint Instagram photo, arms linked, eyes bright, with a caption, "From broken to blooming. Blossom #reclaimed #sisterwives no more."